Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the world of the INFJ personality.
The advocate, right.
Yes, or the counselor. It's introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, and it's known as the rarest type.
I always find it fascinating.
Me too. There's so much more to it than just those 4 letters.
Definitely.
We've got some great resources to guide us, including some work from Personality NFT, which is always fun. So are you ready to explore what makes these insightful visionaries tick?
I'm ready. What about you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Okay, sounds good.
One of the things that always stands out to me about INFJs is this incredible blend of logic and empathy.
Right, like they can totally get into your feelings, but also see the big picture.
Exactly. It's like they're these deep thinkers who are driven by this really strong sense of purpose.
Yeah, and they're super tuned in to the emotions of others. It's pretty amazing.
It really is. It's like they have this ability to see the big picture and the tiny details all at the same time.
Totally agree. Like a superpower or something.
And they use that vision to make a real difference in the world.
I think that's what draws so many people to them.
I agree. Think about people like Nelson Mandela or Oprah Winfrey, both INFJs.
For sure. Known for compassion and leadership.
Exactly. But it's not always easy being an INFJ, is it?
Right, it's like a double-edged sword sometimes.
Totally. It can be a real challenge to balance that deep intuition and sensitivity with everything the world throws at them.
I can see that.
Okay, so let's break down what makes an INFJ an INFJ, Get into the nitty-gritty.
Love it. Let's do it.
Their dominant cognitive function is introverted intuition, like their main driver. And from what I've read, it's like having this internal compass that guides them towards the deeper meaning of things.
Yeah, it's like they just get it. They see patterns and possibilities.
Right, that others might miss entirely.
Exactly. And they're often drawn to those more abstract concepts and feature-oriented thinking.
Right. It's like they can predict trends or sense the consequences of actions before anyone else even notices. Almost spooky.
Yeah, it's definitely powerful.
Super powerful. And then there's their secondary function.
Which is?
Extroverted feeling. It's all about being aware of other people's emotions.
Okay.
And from what I understand, it makes them incredibly good at it.
So they're like emotional sponges, basically.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like they can walk into a room and instantly sense the mood, pick up on those subtle cues, body language, tone of voice, the whole 9 yards.
That's fascinating. I never really thought about it like that.
It's wild. And it makes them natural empathizers and connectors. It all comes together.
I see that.
Yeah, so it's introverted intuition paired with extroverted feeling. That's where the magic happens.
Okay.
And it means they're not just dreamers. They're deeply feeling individuals who use all this intuition and understanding to connect with others and make a difference.
Wow. That's a powerful combination.
Really powerful. But it can make life a little tricky.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how do they deal with all that? What helps them thrive? What do you think?
Well, from what I've read, one thing is that they have this really strong internal compass.
You mean like a strong sense of integrity?
Exactly. And authenticity. It helps them stay true to themselves no matter what.
Especially in a world that often feels superficial,
I know exactly what you mean.
like driven by external pressures and all that.
Totally. And they're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in, even if it means being different, going against the grain.
Exactly. It's all about making the world a better place. And they're not easily swayed by what other people think they should do.
That's so important. I admire that about them.
Me too. So we've got these insightful, compassionate individuals who are driven by purpose and guided by their values.
Yeah.
But what does that actually look like in everyday life?
Yeah, like how does that translate to relationships and work and all that?
Exactly. Let's dig into that next. So let's talk relationships. What sets INFJs apart in that area?
Well, they're known for being incredibly loyal.
Right. Dedicated partners and friends. But I've also heard they need their space, like a lot of it.
Oh, absolutely. They really crave those deep, meaningful connections.
Yeah.
But they also need time alone to recharge, process everything.
That makes sense.
It's that classic introvert thing,
Totally. So finding a partner who understands that need for balance is super important.
It's crucial. They need someone who can appreciate both sides, the depth and the independence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about careers? Where do INFJs typically thrive?
They're often drawn to things that align with their values, making a positive impact.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you'll find them in fields like counseling or teaching, social work, writing, the arts.
So many possibilities.
Right, it's pretty diverse. But the common thread is using their creativity and intuition to help others.
And empathy. Don't forget the empathy.
Of course, that's a huge part of it. But I imagine their sensitivity can be a challenge sometimes too,
Well,
especially in a tough work environment.
oh, yeah, totally. Like there's a lot of conflict or negativity.
Exactly. It can be overwhelming, so they might need to set boundaries. You know, protect their energy.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. And remember that extroverted sensing we talked about earlier, or lack thereof.
Oh, right.
That can make it tough for them to stay present,
Mm.
grounded in the moment,
Mm.
especially when things get stressful.
Right, because they're up in their heads so much.
Exactly. So they might need to work on being more present, more engaged with their surroundings.
Yeah, maybe some mindfulness practices or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we've covered their strengths, their challenges. What about their growth? Do INFJs change much over time?
That's a great question. And you know what? They actually have this amazing capacity for self-discovery.
Really?
Yeah, they're always looking to improve themselves, the world around them.
That's awesome.
It is. And one thing that's interesting is how their cognitive functions develop over time. So in their younger years, they might lean heavily on introverted intuition and extroverted feeling,
Okay.
which can make them a little idealistic.
So they see the world through rose-colored glasses.
Sometimes, yeah. They might have a hard time accepting that not everyone shares their values.
Right. Because they feel things so deeply.
Exactly. But as they mature, they start to develop their introverted thinking.
Which
It's all about logic and analysis, critical thinking.
So it balances out their intuition and feeling.
Exactly. It helps them make more informed decisions, be more strategic about their goals.
Wow. So they become even more effective.
You could say that. They're still idealists, but they're also more grounded in reality.
That's a powerful combination.
It really is. And later in life, they might even start tapping into their extroverted sensing.
The one that was giving them trouble before.
The very same. But this time, it can actually be helpful. It helps them become more present, more in tune with the physical world.
So they're more adaptable, well-rounded.
Precisely. It's all about growth and balance. But one thing that comes up a lot with INFJs is this feeling of being different, misunderstood.
Yeah, I can see that. They're so intuitive, so insightful.
Right. It can be intimidating to others who don't process information the same way. And because they're so tuned into emotions, they can take on too much.
Like absorb the negativity around them.
Yeah, exactly. So setting boundaries and taking care of themselves is super important. But despite all that, there's something truly inspiring about INFJs, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Their commitment to authenticity, their empathy, their belief in human connection, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. They really do remind us what's important, don't they?
Yeah, like staying true to ourselves.
Following our passions,
Yeah,
making a difference.
exactly.
It makes you think,
About what?
what if everyone was a little more like an INFJ?
Oh, that's a good question.
What would the world be like?
More empathetic, maybe.
More intuitive.
Driven by purpose.
It's a nice thought.
It is.
And even if you're not an INFJ yourself, I think learning about this personality type,
Yeah.
it gives you valuable insights
Into human nature.
into how we all connect with the world.
For sure. Understanding different personality types, it just helps us appreciate everyone's unique experience
Right.
and connect on a deeper level.
And for the INFJs out there listening,
Yeah, I hope this deep dive has been helpful.
I hope it's given you a better understanding of your own strengths.
And challenges.
It's been a fascinating journey for me, that's for sure.
Me too. INFJs are just,
Complex.
yeah, there's so much depth there, so much to explore.
And this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's tons of resources out there if you want to learn more.
Like personality NFT.
Exactly. And books, articles, all sorts of stuff.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep celebrating what makes each personality type special.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of the INFJ.
It's been fun.
We'll see you next time.